When you think of somebody pursuing lifelong strength and health, what comes to mind? Is it this, or maybe something else? Well, today we're going to talk about what pursuing lifelong strength and health means, why it's important, and why you might want to think about it the same way as I do if you want to get the most out of the rest of your life, especially if you are in your late 30s or older. Let's dive in. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Fitness Roadmap, where we help you navigate the path to lifelong strength and health. I'm Mark Sanderson, and it's good to have you here to talk about what it means to be pursuing lifelong strength and health. This is the first of a series on lifelong strength and health that I plan on doing to help you feel comfortable with what it is, learn about the components that work together to build it, and begin to build a plan for your own exercise and training if you want to live well late into life. Be sure to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss any of them. And if you want some insight and feedback to help you get started exercising, I'm now offering very affordable exercise strategy sessions. You'll be able to ask me questions and get feedback and suggestions so you can get started safely and confidently. Check the link, it's in the description. So, if you're watching this, my guess is that you are interested in improving your health. Maybe you are already exercising, or perhaps you're wanting to get started exercising. Either way, congratulations for taking the initiative to better yourself. Now, exercise and training can take on different formats to serve different purposes. Many people incorrectly assume that exercise is only important if you are a competitor in some sport or activity. Think of our bodybuilder or marathon runner from the intro. Now, these people, though built completely differently, are exercising and training for one purpose: to get better or be the best in a very specific activity. The bodybuilder is training to build the largest, most defined physique with little regard for their ability to run a mile, much less a marathon. While the marathon runner, on the other hand, is looking to build their aerobic capacity and stamina to run as fast as possible for 26.2 miles, with little emphasis on building overall strength or muscle mass. Both of these people train incredibly hard and are focused on excellence in their chosen activity, but they are on opposite ends of the spectrum of muscle mass on one side versus aerobic capacity on the other side. This is fine because of what they are training for, but it might not be so good if they are looking to optimize their health for a lifetime. There is a solid middle ground, and that's the essence of lifelong strength and health. Now, I believe that pursuing lifelong strength and health means you are focused on training now so that you can be strong, mobile, and independent as late into life as possible. We're not training to win a competition next week or next month or even next year, but decades into the future, maybe 40 or 50 or 60 years out in the future. So, what does lifelong strength and health look like? Well, I think these following 4 quotes from someone in their 90s gives a pretty good view of what we should be training for when it comes to lifelong strength and health. The first quote: "Into Miami early. Long walk from an E gate to gate D6, about 3,000 steps." The second quote: "Tough hike this morning to a remote spot in the cloud forest, 4,000 feet, to see 2 hard-to-find quail doves. A local guide who originally found this site was of great help to me navigating the steep, slippery trail. Going to lunch soon." The third quote: "The AC didn't work. A guy came and supposedly fixed it, but the fan doesn't blow and condensation has leaked onto the floor. I just slipped on it barefooted and don't know how I was able to stay up. A fall onto the marble floor could have been disastrous. Other than that, things are going as planned. Had a nice salmon and grilled veggies dinner." The fourth quote: "A close call in Miami. Got to my gate with just 13 minutes to spare, a result of a delayed flight from Santo Domingo. Then they put me on first, before even the wheelchair people. I never asked for or needed any assistance, but maybe my age triggered the care. At another place, they directed me to an elevator instead of an escalator. Now, all 4 of these quotes are texts that I received from my 92-year-old father over the course of a week-long birdwatching trip to the Dominican Republic that he got home from just last week. He's been exercising regularly since his 20s and is still fully independent. He walks 2 to 3 miles every day and attends strength training and balance classes at the retirement community he lives at. He's also been a lifelong bird watcher and has traveled all over the world in search of new species. This trip got him over the 2,000 lifetime species barrier. Here's a picture of him last October at the tender age of 91 on a birdwatching trip in Borneo. Now, I think these quotes completely represent what most of us would like to be able to do when we're older. Maybe not the birdwatching part, that is a slightly eccentric pursuit, but things like traveling independently, walking under your own power to a faraway gate at an airport, being able to hike on a slippery mountainous trail, being strong and agile enough to avoid a slip and fall, and being good-naturedly miffed that people think you're unable to get around just because you're old? Well, to me, that's what lifelong strength and health is. That's what we're training for, to be kick-ass 70, 80, or 90-year-olds, being able to do the things we love as late into life as possible. And training for that is different from training for Mr. Olympia or the Olympic marathon. You don't train for lifelong strength and health by concentrating on one specific part of your body. You need to be working your entire body and brain over the long term. That kind of training takes a different approach and mindset. We need to build the habit of training for lifelong strength and health into our current lifestyle if we want to increase the odds that we can do these types of things at the tail end of our lives. What's easy for us now becomes progressively more difficult as we age, so we need to fortify our bodies today so that they can perform decades into the future. So, there you have it, an overview of what lifelong strength and health is and why it might be worthwhile to start training with that in mind so we can arrive at the tail end of our lives healthy, strong, and vital. In the next few episodes of this series, we'll talk about the various components of and types of training we should be doing for lifelong strength and health and start to lay out a basic training structure. At the end of the series, you should have what you need to get started down the path to your own version of lifelong strength and health. If you found this helpful, please share it with someone who could benefit from it. Give it a like and thumbs up, and consider subscribing. It really does help. Now be sure to check out the link in the description to schedule an exercise strategy session with me if you're looking for some help to get started exercising safely and confidently. If you want to learn more about one of the key components of developing lifelong strength and health, take a look at this video. That's it for now. Until next time, enjoy the journey and be well.